Welcome to Cordially Invited.
My name is Jess Khan-Lee.
I am your host, Lily Kay.
I'm an actor, a dancer. I do some choreography, a bunch of different stuff. With Tom, I think I'm all right.
You're good.
I'm good. I'm good. And I've loved Tom for a really long time. So also to stand opposite Tom and be staring at his face and be able to be professional and not just be like, oh my God, Tom.
Hi, Jess. Welcome to Cordially Invited.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, it's so much fun. I'm looking forward to this talk. I obviously scrolled through your Instagram and I saw all the fantastic dancing and choreography that you're doing. And I'm just interested, when did dancing come into the picture? Was it always in your life or did it come later? How did it all happen?
Dancing was first, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, my mom put me into a dance class when I was 2.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know how much dancing I was doing when I was 2, but moving.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just always loved it. I mean, I always thought I was going to be a dancer. I wanted to be a ballerina for a long time. It's just something I've always done. All my first kind of professional jobs involved dancing. So I worked for Disney and did shows when I was a teenager. And yeah, it was kind of my first love.
Oh, I love that. That is because dancing is so much about controlling your body. So how does that help in the acting field, for example? Having all this control over your body, does it, I'm guessing it makes it easier to do, for example, motion capture or anything involving acting.
Definitely motion capture. I would say it's a blessing and a curse.
Oh,
Uh,
oh,
for screen. But we'll start with motion capture, since you brought it up. I think it's great because I have a lot of awareness over
okay.
my body and expressing myself through my body with so there's motion capture, mocap, and then there's performance capture. If anyone out there isn't sure, motion capture is just when you capture the body with sensors, and performance capture also captures the face and the voice. And I've done both, but when you do motion capture, obviously you just have to tell the story through your body. So I think that has helped a lot with dance because you're used to kind of expressing emotion or telling stories. It's also technical. It's very specific. You can't move in the way that you normally would on a mocap floor. So you have to be aware, great awareness of your body at all times and kind of what positions you have been in. For example, the last game I did, Directive 80/20, there's a lot of opportunities. There's multiplayer and there's a lot of opportunities to go back in the game and have different turning points. So we had to film all of those eventualities, which means you had to remember physically where you
Oh,
were in that moment.
yes.
Thank goodness we had an amazing director, Alita Collins, who kept tabs on that for us because after a while, none of us had any idea where we were in the story. And in terms of film and TV, it's the same thing. Remembering kind of your physicality if you're doing shot after shot to match that. But dance also, in a way, with dance, I started in ballet, and you strive for perfection. And striving for perfection is not always great when you're an actor or an artist. It can get in the way of spontaneity and creativity, and you can get in your head. So also had to fight against that a lot.
Are you very critical of yourself when it because
Yes. Yes. I don't know many artists that aren't very critical of themselves, actually. I'll see friends do work and I'll be like, that's incredible what you did. And they'll be like, oh, but this I could have done better, and this I could have done better. And I think we're all like that.
it's always the artist. It's always, I think it's always, I do drawings. I am insanely critical of myself every single time. I'm like, this is horrible. Like everyone can do better. Like I'm that type of person. But when it comes to theater, when it comes to anything else, I'm the same as well. Like I do theater and I'm like coming off the stage. I don't know. I could have done better. And it's so interesting to see, you've been doing this for a long time now. I've been talking to people who've been doing it for 40 plus years, and everyone is the same of yeah, well, who else is going to be critical if not me?
Well, that's it. I think we're always striving to be better, but there's no such thing as perfect. Like we're never going to get there. But yeah, I think it is the striving to be better and the development. And but the odd thing is a lot of the time, if you think that you've nailed something, it's not necessarily what will resonate with other people. Whereas if you do like have a performance or something and you're like, oh, I felt a bit off, or that moment was funny, a lot of times that's what made it come alive and people
Mhm.
really like it. So I don't know. We have to get out of our way sometimes, I think.
Yes, that's the hardest part, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Just going like, well, okay, it's done now, so what else we can do, right?
Right.
I do want to talk more about your early beginnings, because if the internet wasn't lying to me, then I know that you grew up in Winnipeg.
Mhm.
Yes. But now you work internationally. So, what parts of yourself have you stayed constant through all those transitions? Like, I mean,
I think growing up in Winnipeg, so not many people know where Winnipeg is. If you're a fan of The American Office, then you maybe would have heard of it. It's in Canada, by the way. If anybody's not sure where it is, the middle of Canada in the prairies. If you're an ice hockey fan, then you might know the Winnipeg Jets. Um, but I would say growing up in Winnipeg, I think it's a different city now than when I grew up there, but it was quiet. I mean, it was sort of like one of the bigger-ish cities in Canada, I suppose, but that's not saying a lot. Our cities are quite small. People are really nice, down to earth, um, friendly. It's part of a province called Manitoba, and each license plate in Canada has like a motto. So if you go to British Columbia, it says beautiful British Columbia and it's on the license plate. And ours was friendly Manitoba. Uh,
I love that.
yeah. So I think growing up there, I brought that along with me throughout my
Mhm.
life. Just kind of like a groundedness and an openness to people and just a general friendliness and thoughtfulness that I think is inherent to like any Winnipegger I've ever met. Um, yeah,
Yeah.
big dreams, but like kind of small town.
Hmm.
It's not mentality because there's always a big mentality, but small town. I don't know what the word is. The way of relating to other people.
Is it because the entertainment industry can be very brutal? We all know that,
Mm.
even if you're not working on it or in it. Is it hard to keep this mentality sometimes, this friendliness?
I haven't found it hard. I think you just have to have a belief that this is the right way to be with people,
Hmm.
to relate on a human level, because it is true, like this industry, like a lot of industries, it can get bleak and can get rough. You maybe meet people that are not operating in the nicest of ways.
Yeah.
Um, but I've tried not to let that take over me and how I interact with other people. Uh, because eventually it's just going to make you feel dark.
Yes.
If I start being paranoid about everybody else and what they're going to do, I'm not naive, but I'm not going to go out into the world with this defense. I'm not going to go out into the world with any sort of like aggression or the competition of like, I'm going to fight my way to the top because then you're just adding to the problem. And I think people really want connection. There will
Yeah.
be a few people out there that don't, but I do feel like when you approach people with openness and kindness, and after a while, when you win their trust and they realize you're genuine, like people want that.
Yes.
You
Yes,
know?
absolutely. I 100% agree with you. I know it can be sometimes challenging, especially when faced with someone who's, I don't know, rude for no apparent reason at
Yes.
all. But yeah, keeping it alive, I think, is the best course of action at the end of the day. Like, I don't know about you, but I'm sure there were situations, at least for me, there were situations where I was like, it would be so much easier if I was just an asshole like
Yeah.
everyone else.
Yes.
It's, and then I had to realize that I could never do that. Like, what's the point? If you can turn to people with kindness, then what are we doing here?
But I also think that there's a lot of people, there are a group of people that obviously come at you in these industries with that sort of energy, but there's also a lot of people that are just like kind, grounded people at every level. I think it's like a general population. You'll get some people that are not so nice and some that are really, really lovely. So I've met, I've worked with some actors and directors that are like top of their game. They really prominent people, and they are the kindest, loveliest, most down to earth people that I've come across.
Can you give us an example of who you're thinking about?
I absolutely can. Two directors I've worked with recently. So one is Chris McQuarrie from Mission Impossible, who is just the loveliest human being. So kind, so generous, so wonderful, so genuine. And another director I worked with on a series that came out in 2025 called Hotel Costiera, and that's Adam Bernstein, who's also just the sweetest, most wonderful person. Um, yeah, it really kind of like changed, well, it didn't change my view, but it just kind of reinforced the fact that there are just amazing people out there that are fantastic humans, but are also out there like creating good things. And you don't have to buy into that narrative that to get to the top or to be good at what you do, that you have to be a jerk.
And you just mentioned Mission Impossible. You were in the final reckoning. I want to know a movie like that because the Mission Impossible, it was the seventh film or the eighth? I'm
The
never,
eighth.
eighth, right?
Yeah.
Okay. It was the eighth movie of the Mission Impossible movies. So it's like already a highly established franchise we're talking about. What does that teach you about pressure at the highest level of filmmaking? Because I think we can call a Mission Impossible movie the highest level of filmmaking.
Sure. Yeah. Everything that has come since has felt so relaxed. And I don't mean that in a negative way towards Mission Impossible. I mean, it just taught me an incredible lesson of delivering under pressure because the expectations are so high. And also you're working with Chris McQuarrie, you're working with Tom Cruise, like Angela Bassett. You don't mess up. You know what I mean? Like you have to be prepared, you have to be confident in what you do, you have to be able to work as a team, to be able to deliver this film and be able to stand up and be proud of the job that you did in this franchise that has meant so much to so many people over decades, like 30 years or something of these films. So I learned a lot about myself in handling pressure. I was definitely nervous. A lot can get thrown at you on the spot when you're on sets like that, whether it's dialogue, whether it's interacting or what you're doing in the moment. So you have to be, prepared for that. And yeah, and then I mean, being with Tom, it's an amazing thing to stand opposite him because you do feel sort of immense pressure to get it right. I mean, it's Tom Cruise, but it's Tom Cruise. Um, but at the same time, I felt like very held by him, like in the way that he wants it to be great. Tom is a perfectionist. He wants it to be great. He wants the scene to mean something. He wants the emotion to be there. He wants everything to come through. So he's there to work with you and to work together. A lot of times, big actors, sometimes they won't show up if it's your coverage or they won't give a lot. They'll just do it when the camera's on them. And Tom gives 500% all the time. So he was there to make sure that I was doing my best and that we could make the scene the best that it could be. Um, but yeah, it's definitely having to nail things very quickly. Time is money and all of that.
Yeah.
But every job I went to after that just didn't feel like the same amount of
Mhm.
pressure. So I was like, all right, if I can stand there and do that
There you go.
with Tom, I think I'm all right.
You're good. You're good.
I'm good. I'm good. And I've loved Tom for a really long time. So also to like stand opposite Tom and be staring at his face and be able to like be professional and not just be like, oh my God, Tom.
Did you get a little bit of a starstruck the first time you met him?
I mean, absolutely. Absolutely. I don't get very starstruck. And with Tom, how can you not?
Okay.
I loved Mission Impossible 2. I know this is very controversial. Most people have it on their worst of the Mission Impossibles. I
I liked
wholeheartedly
it too.
disagree.
I think so too.
I I love Mission Impossible 2. Um, and I loved Tom in it. So, seeing him, being with him on set and
Yeah.
seeing him, talking to him was really, oh, I definitely had those moments. He throws you a smile, he says good morning and throws the smile, and you're like, "Ooh, stop."
So good. I love that so much. Okay. Have you witnessed, because he is famous for doing his own stunts, especially on the Mission Impossible franchise. Have you witnessed doing his stunt? Were you there when it happened? Because I think this is where he does the motorcycle stunt. I'm not sure. I'm so confused by the timeline of which stunt happened when. I mean, the breaking the ankle thing is quite famous. So I know that didn't happen here, but
I will say on the very first day of shooting eight, well, when kind of the whole cast came in, we had a few days of rehearsal, and McHugh, that's Chris McQuarrie. So McHugh and Tom were really excited about this sequence, and they're like, guys, like we need to show you this. And they called, get the TV down here. And we all stood around on this set and watched the raw footage of them shooting that sequence. And it was mind blowing. You just looked around the room and our jaws were on the floor because you realized Tom's actually doing this. There are times where he was almost passing out because he couldn't breathe. You know what it's like with the wind hitting your face? Sometimes you walk out into the cold and you're like, and he was like putting his head down in the cockpit to try to breathe, to jump from one plane to the other. We'd see a take where he kind of like missed it and would have to go again. And I mean, it's harrowing. It's incredible stuff.
yeah.
And I do remember looking over at Tom while we were all watching. And Tom was watching the screen and he was also looking at our faces and he had the biggest smile on his face. He was like, yeah, yeah, he was so excited by the fact that we were so astounded by it. So yeah, I didn't get to see that in person. I did get to see some reshoots of, I think in Seven, him and Haley, there's a train scene.
Hmm.
The train is about to go over a cliff or whatever, and he's holding on to her arm and she's falling down. They were doing some reshoots of that. So I did
Hmm.
see that in person.
I've been to a few sets myself. I'm always the extra who dies. That's my
Oh,
role. Like
perfect.
it, right? It's the
Everybody
easiest
has
part.
something. Everybody has something.
I
You're
love it.
like you could follow in the footsteps of Sean Bean. He dies in everything he does,
Just saying, you just
right?
nailed it because I'm literally called the Sean Bean of extras.
There we go. There
So
we go.
I take that very proudly. I'm like,
Yeah,
I
you
love,
absolutely should. I'm
right?
not sure there's a higher honor than
Exactly. That's what I think as well. And also someone said that if I die a lot in movies, then I'm gonna live longer. So I'm just going by that.
yeah. They always need someone to die in a movie.
It's the best thing ever. And I've seen some very big sets, and it just always mind blowing to me of like, but I don't think I could even imagine or comprehend the Mission Impossible set. I think that's like so different from everything I've experienced that I'm just like, how?
It's enormous. I did actually watch in eight. I did watch him do the underwater sequences.
Okay.
So in the submarine.
Yes. Wow.
Yeah, incredible, incredible. I mean, they built it all. And they had this giant gimbal with the set on it that could rotate and tilt. And it was in a massive tank that was like in a building, like you had to take the lift up to get to the floor where you entered because all of the building below was just a giant tank. Like it was it was wild. So I watched Tom actually do those stunts, and he's really doing them. Like, yes, he's not at the bottom. We're not down at the bottom of the ocean doing it, but he is underwater. He is in a set, in a submarine set that is physically there. It is turning. When you see the missiles and stuff fall on through the water on top of him and he's trying to get out from under them and swim between them. That was real. Like I watched those things fall. I watched him have to swim around them or yeah, it's quite incredible. Um And he could only breathe in that thing for 10 minutes. He had 10 minutes of oxygen, so it was very, very strict. They gave like 2-minute warnings, and it didn't matter if you were kind of in the middle of a sequence or whatever. If that time was up, they were like,
And
right, stop, get Tom out. And then he'd have to have oxygen afterwards and
phew,
reoxygenate. So yeah, this
that's
man, very
commitment.
dedicated. It's very, yeah, it's commitment.
Oh, wow. I have a friend who's really gonna love this talk because she's a huge Mission Impossible fan. So
Oh,
I,
really?
oh yeah, she's gonna freak out when I tell her that I talked to you. It's wow, it's insane. And we could talk about more. You actually, I didn't even ask the question, and you already answered about Tom Cruise. So we're on a roll. We're just
Oh, Tom,
just going on a roll.
he's lovely.
Um,
He's lovely.
Good. That's what we like to hear here, especially with big actors. I think it's kind of a reassurance for everyone to know, like, okay, they're good. Then
Yeah, and I think he has a lot of respect for people that have respect,
hmm
that work hard, and that love movies.
yeah,
But yeah, I had a wonderful experience with him.
good, good.
I mean, he's
That's
so
what we like to hear.
generous in like his knowledge, and if you ask him questions, if you want to know things, he'll talk for 20 minutes about what you've asked him.
You've played a lot of roles. What is, because I think everyone has one that's a bit more challenging than others, but what is that for you? What is your Mount Everest that it's just a bit scares you when it comes to it? Like, for example, playing more of a romantic, or being in a horror movie and being the last girl standing, or what is the type of role that it's like I love it, but I'm also scared of it because it comes with a lot of challenges for me.
Interestingly enough, it's I wouldn't say I found my last role hard, but there was something about it where I thought it was going to be a lot more challenging for me than it was because I oftentimes, I mean, this is such a silly thing to say, but sometimes you start getting typecast or you start to feel comfortable in one sort of scene and not really the other or whatever. And I was scared of comedy. I was
Okay.
really scared of comedy. And not the last role I played, but in the series Hotel Costiera, there's a mix of action, drama, and also comedy. And I was a little bit worried about that because I was like, I don't know if it can be funny. I've got some friends that are amazing. They're so funny, they're so quick. And I always just assumed I would be terrible at it because inside I feel like I've always grown up feeling like I was like really dramatic. I want I want the roles that are like deep drama and I really have
Mm.
to dig deep and express these like difficult situations and action came very naturally to me. And so I was like, yeah, I've got those. Like that's who I am. And then when I had to play comedy, I was like, oh my God, how am I going to do this? Um, and then after I started doing it, after I did that series, suddenly I realized, oh, maybe I'm not so terrible at it. I actually quite enjoyed it a lot. I think, yeah, I'd still be, you know what I'm scared of? Improvisation.
Okay, fair.
So if you're in this last series, I worked with this amazing actor named Sam Haygarth, and
hmm
he plays a character called Tancredi. Now, Sam is so quick. You can just put the camera on him and go, okay, this is the scene, say something. And he will just go off for several minutes and it just tumbles out of him. And it's so funny what he comes up with. I feel like I would fully panic in that moment. I'm not sure I would be capable. A quick one or two liner, sure. But a whole scene of improv, no, I often think I should probably go to an improv class to deal with that. Um, it's interesting you mentioned horror because I've never done a horror film. I've come close a few times, uh, but I can't watch horror. I can't. I can't. I am terrified of it. I get freaked out. I have to close my eyes. I plug my ears. It's really scary. But for that reason, I think I really need to do a horror so that I can kind of like have the experience of being behind the scenes so that when I watch it, I don't feel it so viscerally, which is the opposite of what you're obviously as an audience, you want to feel it viscerally, but I absolutely do not. Um, but what I've realized when I'm auditioning for it is like I actually think I'm quite suited to horror. That sort of like panic and high stakes and
Uh-huh.
scared and vulnerable and fighting for your life comes really naturally for me,
Okay.
strangely on screen. Um, yeah,
Interesting.
yeah,
The
interesting.
the things
This is
that we find out about ourselves when we do castings,
my-
right? It's
this is
like,
yeah, what you think about yourself is not necessarily
nope.
your thing. But yeah, there we go. I'm probably really good at horror and I'm absolutely terrified of
You
comedic
just
improvisation.
fair, fair, but you just have to get into horror. But like, okay,
Somebody please cast me in a horror just so I can get
there you
over
go.
myself.
You heard it here, people. Call Jess, please. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, I love horror. That's
Do
why
you?
I love horror. I think it's I honestly I think it's the hardest genre to nail. It's
Yeah,
so easy to mess it up because if you just go over just a tad bit of that line of like, okay, this is great, then you already have like kind of a bad movie. And sure, that's the argument that bad horror can be very fun and it can be. I
yeah.
agree. I agree. Like that, there can be really bad horror movies that are still fun. But there are some fantastic works out there. Like one of my
Do you have a
favorite
favorite?
ones,
Yeah.
yeah, Train to Busan. If you haven't, I probably haven't seen it.
I've not seen a thing.
Yes, Train to Busan is a new look at the zombie genre. Basically, it's from
Okay.
Korea, and it's
Of course it
honestly,
is.
of course, and it's honestly fantastic. It's really is. It's not so much about the horror of it than an analysis of humanity and how we would be in a situation like that, and it does it so masterfully, and it goes so deep into it that there were parts when I kind of forgot that I was watching a horror movie. I was so invested in the characters themselves that I was just like, oh yeah, there are zombies. Okay. Yeah, I got you.
Wow.
It's a fantastic movie, honestly. And I keep recommending it to people. I made so many people already watching it. I'm like, please watch it.
If I'm ever brave enough, I'll watch it. But I think I'll have to watch it at like 9 a.m.
It's
when
okay.
the sun is shining and I'm having my breakfast because there's no way I can watch that at night and then go to sleep.
That's fair. I encourage you to do that. My mom watched it and she hates horror movies. So, and she even
Okay.
didn't. So you can do it too. I
Oh,
believe in you.
okay. Okay.
Okay, I'm not gonna watch it. Leave me alone. I'm joking. I'm joking.
I'll recommend it to all my friends who love horror.
Please do it because it's on. They want to remake it now into an American version. I hate that. I hate the
Oh
idea behind
no.
it. I'm like,
No, don't remake
don't.
them. Leave them
No,
as they are.
thank you.
And
Just
also, can we just please have original stories?
yes.
We don't have to remake everything. We don't need multiples of everything. Some things are franchises for a reason, and it's great to have those as franchises. And then other things just need to be left alone.
Yes.
And then we just want some original stories with
Exactly.
original characters and original actors. And this is
Thank
also
you.
something
Yes.
that I feel, is I want to see more original stories, and I want to see people who I've never seen before, actors
Yes.
that I've never seen before.
Yes.
Because there are brilliant actors out there, obviously, but
Yes.
when you have the same actors in everything throughout the year, it takes me personally, I'm not speaking for anyone else but myself, but it takes me out of the story.
Hmm.
Because an actor can give a brilliant performance, and I'll be on board with that. Like, for example, um, Jennifer Lawrence. You've seen her in a bunch of things. She's absolutely brilliant. I think she's brilliant. She's amazing in all of her roles. And she's actually someone that I can watch take on different roles and different things and still buy into it.
Hmm.
Um, because for me, she's so real. But sometimes I do get fatigue of seeing the same faces and different things. And I just feel like I'm watching that actor
Yeah.
rather than buying into the story. And I really love when there's series or movies where I don't recognize a single person, but
Yes.
they're just a brilliant actor because then I'm in the
Yes.
story. And then
Yes.
those are the characters and those are the relationships. I'm not watching somebody act and play somebody else. Um, so yeah, I don't know why that's just come to my mind, but that's something I feel really passionate about now, and I really hope we see kind of like a shift and the tides turning, because I know in this industry, people get scared and so they just bank on names.
Yes.
They just want to hire that they'll only put a project forward if it has names, and it has to have these level of names, tier A, B, C, and D, and you have to have so many of these actors of these tiers
Mm.
for someone to watch it. Look at Heated Rivalry.
Yeah.
Heated Rivalry is blown up. I mean, of course, of course, Connor and Hudson had done stuff before, but they weren't famous.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
exactly.
They're just great actors, and it was a great story, and the whole world bought into it and loved it. Like, more of that, please.
Yes. I 100% agree with you. Like, and here's an idea. If you want to remake movies, remake bad movies, not movies that were already great and you just have to touch it because I don't know, there are many people love it. Like, don't touch movies that are already great.
Yeah, don't touch movies that are great. Just leave them be.
Like, come on. There are so many films that are bad. I know it's not nice to say, but let's be fair, there are bad movies out there, but they had a very good concept in the story. And then
Yeah.
I feel like if anyone would say, okay, I'm going to remake this and that movie because I feel like there was a big potential here, but they never really, took it to that
Yeah.
next level. I'm on board. I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Let's see what you can do.
That's a great idea.
Not the movies that are already like established and great. I know
Yeah.
it's easier because it's established and everyone blah, blah, blah. But like, come on. Like,
Yeah. So any budding filmmakers out there, find a really great concept that was very poorly executed and
yes,
remake that.
exactly. Exactly. Like I really don't understand. No, I do because money, we know.
Yeah,
But
but yeah.
you know.
But I also think that's a false thing, like people, we just watch it because that's what we're fed and there's nothing
Yeah.
else. No, but exactly. I'm gonna go back to Heated Rivalry again. I mean, when you put something out there, that's what people crave. That's what people want. I mean,
Yes.
we're humans. Humans, in some ways, of course, we crave the same things, but we also want novelty. We want our comfort shows so we can go back to those when we're feeling down and we want to bed rot and watch Friends for the millionth time.
Yes.
But other
Yes.
than that, we want original stories, we want
Exactly.
novelty, excitement.
Oh my God. Yes. 100% agree with you. Like, yeah, just please. Yeah. Okay. Tangents. I love tangents. It's the best thing ever. But since we talked about horror, Directive 8020, I haven't played it yet. I am very excited for it because I
Mm.
love the Dark Pictures games very, very much. But
What do you know about it? What's
it is
exciting?
kind of a horror, isn't it?
It is.
So you have experience in the horror. It's the
I do
game
have
that
experience. Yes, I do. I
how
suppose.
there you go. So how was that? Because it just came out. So anyone, Directive 8020 is already out on PlayStation and I think all platforms, if I'm correct. If not, then just fact check me. What was it like working on that game? Because Directive 8020 is something that is, I mean, Supermassive Games from the get-go, they've been doing Until Dawn and everything with motion capture and performance capture. So what was it like? Because it's basically now doing theater a little bit, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it felt like a behemoth of a game. We were filming it when did I start filming it? Our very first read-through rehearsal was in May of 2022.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And it came out, what, 6 days ago?
Yeah, six or seven, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I haven't made a game like that. So I think we touched on it earlier that it's a multiplayer game. I mean, you can play it as solo, but it's also a multiplayer game. Um, there are a lot of turning points where you can go back and forth in the game. You can make different choices. Obviously, the choices that you make along the way affect your story down the line. They affect other characters. Each character kind of has two different destinies, and how you play will affect those. Um, how you answer some of the questions or direct some of the characters also updates their traits, which is their personality traits and how they might behave. So it's a very complex game. And in that way, I think you can actually play it many times. Play it by yourself, play it with your friends, multiplayer. Um, but the making of that means that it's very complicated. because we actually film every single one of those eventualities. So I'm gonna see if I can put this. It's quite hard without, I mean, I guess we've got the video here, so I can see if I can sort of explain it. So we kind of had two casts as well. So you have the voices and the performance capture of the face, the facial expressions and stuff of some of the cast. And then we had the mocap actors who, and we do the body. So I was doing the body for Cooper, and Anna Longbroughy was doing the voice. It's quite a strange thing also to have two people and be like, "Oh, I'm your body and you're my you're my voice." Um, so yeah, those get recorded separately.
Mhm.
So the people do the voice, and then we came in at the mocap. Now there were, let me think, one, two, three, four, five of us, I
Mhm.
believe, mocap actors
Mhm.
playing uh maybe 10 characters, maybe more physically. So we doubled up on our characters. Sometimes we would play each other's characters occasionally, because if you can imagine having, five characters or six characters in a room, and your options are like A, B, C, and D, and
Mhm.
you're like, or whatever it is, A and B. So this character chooses A, but this character chooses B. That's going to change the story in one way. But if this character chooses B and this chooses A, it's going to change it, or A and A, exactly. Well, so physically, what you're doing, say I'm holding a gun out, and the idea is like, do you shoot the gun or do you put it down? Or like, do you bring it with you or do you put it down?
Yeah.
So I choose to put it down, right? Then we go through the game. Then maybe later on in the game, you're like, oh God, if only I had that gun. You know?
Yeah.
Um, and then we walk away. But then there might be another version where I keep the gun and I keep walking. So we would have to go through the entire story, and we'd get to a point and then we'd have to go, okay, we need to go back to that scene at the beginning and stand in that exact same position that we were in before. But now you're going to choose a different path. So the body always had to match. I don't know if that makes sense.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
and then when you have, five of you, then I mean, the amount of like permutations of that is insane. And then what happens if you're playing a character and you're doing a scene, but one of you actually died at the beginning in this option? So you would have to be looking around talking to characters, but when you're filming it, I would have to make sure that even though that character may be there or maybe they're not there because they were alive or dead in that moment. So I'd have to talk to the group, but never look directly at that character, never speak directly to that character, because what if they happen to be dead in this version?
Oh my God.
But you have to include them in the group in case the player chose to, whatever choice that kept them alive.
Yeah.
So it's very, very complex
Wow.
creation. But I mean, thank God, like I said, for our director, who was just amazing. I don't know how her brain did it. We just had to follow, we just had to remember physically where we were.
Yeah.
And then we'd have like a million markers on the floor, Um, position one, position two. Okay, now you're going to go from position two to position six. And yeah, it was
Insane.
really
Honestly.
interesting. Yeah. So I
Yeah.
hope everyone has a lot of fun. Sometimes we have to play the monsters. That's the best part. Playing the monsters is the best
Yeah.
part. And I'll give you
Yes.
a little hint. Sometimes when we need to see the physicality, react to a monster or be a giant monster and they need to capture it, one of our favorite things to use when you've got big tentacles and things are pool noodles. So I've got some behind the scenes footage of all of us in a group being a monster, but just waving these giant, like, waving these giant pool noodles across what we call the volume while we were filming it. So very scary in the game, but hilarious when you just watch it on the volume.
That's amazing. Oh, I mean, the creativity that goes into like motion capture and performance capture. We always talked about this with the other actors as well, that it is basically theater because you are once again left with your imagination.
Yes.
And a lot of it, I mean, I've seen obviously behind the scenes and talked to many people. Like there are some things that they can put in your way and you can use, but there are a lot of times where you just have to imagine things.
Yes.
And
Yes.
it's so good, honestly. Like it's
And that's it. It's the closest thing I often say, it's the closest thing that you get to being a kid again. You know, when you're with your
Yes.
friends and you're using your imagination and you're
Yes.
like, oh, this thing does this thing, and I'm in the castle now, and I'm in the, and there's nothing there. You're on a playground. And it's
Exactly.
the same thing when you're on the volume. There's nothing there, but you have
Yeah.
to commit to it.
I'm not that surprised, but about what you told me because Until Dawn, The Quarry, all the Dark Pictures anthology games that they did, I mean, it is insane to think about how many possibilities are out there in these games. I'm just surprised that they can get these games out as quickly as they are doing it because I can't even imagine. Like, let's take one scene where you have, I don't know, 10 different choices. How long does that take? Like, does it take a week? Does it take an entire month to just get one scene completely finished with like every possibility, every possible line, or you can't even really
I
quantify it
mean,
because it's
the amount of scenes. It also, I mean, we had a lot of scenes to do in a day. You know, when you're like in TV or movies or whatever, you're like, oh, we're just going to do like this many pages a day, or 8 pages, or 3 pages, or
yeah.
whatever. And there was one day, I think we did 100 scenes.
Wow.
was it was crazy because it's nonstop, there's not a lot of break. You just go, 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 go. Because there isn't like there's a little bit of setup, but it's not the same as like a set with the lighting or whatever. So we just had to power through. You don't have that much time. We did shoot it over several months. I think we wrapped the mocap actors in the October. So we started in May and we went till October.
Okay.
Not through the whole time, it would be like a couple of weeks here, a couple of weeks there. So it did
Hmm.
take several weeks to actually film it over the months. But yeah, it's a long day. It's a long day. We start at, 7:30 a.m. I think we go till 6,
Wow.
6:30. There's an hour for lunch in there, but otherwise you're just on the volume doing
Just
scene.
doing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Insane. Insane. But I love it so much. Like, I love these kind of games. I have this love hate relationship with them because I always want the best ending. Always. And then when I fuck up somewhere, and in these games, until someone plays it through and very generously puts it on the internet, you
Yeah.
don't know which decision is going to cost you, I don't know, a big character or a good ending or whatever. So there were, when I first played Until Dawn, I got the worst possible ending.
Oh no.
So I was like, no, everyone is dying. What the hell is happening? I'm like, what did I do? But I went back and I played it again, to get the very good ending where everyone lives. Because I'm like, I can't have that on my conscience. There's people dying.
Was it similar to in Directive 80/20, you can choose to either play so that you can't go back to turning points, or you can choose to play to go back to turning points.
Ah, no, no. No, no. Until Dawn was very strict about like,
Okay. Yeah, Directive has those two options. At the beginning, you can choose gameplay where you have to go all the way to the end, and
yes,
if you get through it, then it
yes,
unlocks all the turning points and you can explore the whole story. Or you can play where you can go back at turning points at any point if you've unlocked them.
good. This is my game. I can feel it.
Yeah.
I honestly can't wait to play it. I'm like,
I can't wait to hear what you think about it.
oh yeah, yeah. I'm going to be texting you like, oh my God. If I have to guess, I am guessing you're probably not going to play it.
Um, well, I actually downloaded it last night. I am not playing it myself. I am watching others play it. I
The
want
couch
every,
support.
yeah,
Like,
exactly. I want
don't go
everyone to
that way.
play the game. Everybody that I know that loves games have been like, please
Yeah.
play my game. And I just want to sit there and watch them go through it because even though you shot it, like even though we filmed it, it was so long ago. And also it's like it's so confusing when you're filming the whole thing. You can't really remember what decision leads to what. And of course, there's so much creativity that goes on
Yeah.
beyond that I never saw. So walking through the game itself is like, oh, this is what the spaceship looks like, rather than just this volume. And it's a bit scary. I mean, I've just gone through the opening, I think just on chapter 1 still, and it's a bit scary.
It's a bit scary. There you go. That's your horror experience. Like, I don't
Yeah.
know if it came through during shooting of like, okay,
I don't
this
know,
is
and I know it's just going to get worse. That's I'm sorry. That's the thing. I'm like, we're just at the beginning. I know it gets worse.
Jess, this is your challenge. This you
Yeah.
can do it. Okay, before we get into one of my favorite things, is it's a little game that I made for you. I we do have to talk about Fort Solis because that's another game that you did, and you worked with two of the biggest names in the gaming industry, which is Mr. Roger Clark and Troy Baker. What was that experience like? How much did it differ from Directive 8020, for example?
Wildly different. It
Okay.
was a completely different experience. I mean, my character sort of exists in one place
Hmm.
in that game. Because I mean, she's dead. So I exist on the computer. I exist in memories and logs that well, Helen Dunpart, the character. Yeah, so that was very different. It was also performance capture for me. So I did the voice and I did the face.
Hmm.
So I had, the whole
Yeah.
headset and everything,
Yeah.
which I actually loved because then for me, it's like a holistic sort of acting experience to be able to put my, show the emotions throughout my face and my voice as well, where mocap is very much either they've pre-recorded it already and you have to learn it and move to somebody else's voice and express there, or there's nothing there and it hasn't been recorded yet. And so you have to move knowing that somebody else is going to put their voice on top of it. But to have Helen meant that she was fully my character. A lot of it was, like just sitting down or talking straight to a camera. A lot of it was just information.
Hmm.
It wasn't physically going out and changing the story. It was to give the audience, more of a, um, I guess the background of the story of what was going on in there. But I shot Fort Solis in a day,
One day.
one day.
That's wildly different from
Yeah,
Directive 8020.
I actually think it wasn't even a day. We had a half day.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I was there for we did 4 hours of shooting.
Okay.
So we
Wow.
just yeah. So I got my scenes, I just learned them. And then we just did the different setups and just shot them all back to back. Did a couple of wild lines, where I just recorded the voice over,
Yeah.
make it a bit clearer if we needed to put it in. But yeah, it was it was
That's if I'm not being inappropriate, that's what we call easy money.
easy money. Easy money. But
Wow.
there was actually a director that I worked with. I think he's the assistant director on Directive 8020 that had also worked on Fort Solis.
There we go.
Yeah, so shout out to Paul for getting me on that job. But I mean that was a great experience. I absolutely loved it. I would love to do that again. I'd have to say it's very weird to see my own likeness
Right?
in a character.
Yeah.
Very cool, but so uncanny.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
really
understand.
uncanny. Yeah. I've learned I should never cut my hair like that. However, Helen has it. I should absolutely not cut my hair like that.
Every work has a lesson in them. I
Yeah.
think that's
Yeah. But it was a great team. I mean, I had a really fun time and it's so beautiful. I mean, it was so cinematic, that
Mm,
game. Absolutely stunning.
yeah.
Um, and to have, to be in a game with those actors as well. I mean, yeah,
But did
pretty
you
cool.
meet them? Because, a lot
I
of times
didn't
I
know because
know.
we all shot separately.
Yeah. That's what I figured because I know a lot of times there are many games where actors didn't even meet each other at all.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it's crazy. That happens in films and stuff as well.
yeah.
You do a whole film
Yeah.
with someone. Um, I'm just thinking, I don't know I don't know why I don't think more quietly in my head rather than bring this up, but now I feel like I have to bring it up because it was just so embarrassing. So when I was on the Mission Impossible set, Cary Elwes was there, who, he played Wesley in like The Princess Bride, and he was Robin Hood, and Robin Hood went into
Yes, we love
day or
him.
whatever. And I loved him. I
Yes.
had such a crush on him. I don't know if he's ever going to hear this, but I had such a crush on him. And he was also in the Mission Impossibles.
Yes.
And I was there one day on set, and I was just there to hang out and watch. I think it might have been one of um, I think it might have been a fight scene that like Tarzan was doing and Palm in the cabin. Anyway, Cary was there, and I was just, I was like, oh, I have to introduce myself, you know.
Yeah.
So I went up and I said hello, but I'm pretty sure I had said to him, hi, I'm Jess, you know, I'm a big fan. It's so nice to meet you. And I said, I'm part of Mount Weather. Now, Mount Weather, if you see Mission Impossible, is the part where the American sort of t section takes place. And I think he looked at me kind of blankly and he was like, okay, yeah, yeah, nice to meet you. Like very polite, but
Yeah.
that was, you know, nice to meet you, whatever. And then I realized, because usually when you meet, you know, re somebody else's cast, you have a little bit of a chat. And then I realized, I think he thought that I said that I was like crew, like some sort of crew that was like scouting that had something to do with the weather, or just said something really random about weather. He walked away and I was so embarrassed. I don't know why, but I was so embarrassed, and I just thought like, oh God, that was my chance to meet, you know, Robin Hood Men in Tights and my Wesley, and maybe I'll come across him another day and be like, oh,
Oh,
sweet.
I, you know, I feel you. I feel you. Like, yeah, I'm gonna share my embarrassing story. So we're together in this feeling. Like,
Okay.
you know, I went to it was at a Comic Con, and Matt Smith was there.
Oh,
And what
love
I
that.
Matt Smith is amazing. And what I like to do is I have these drawings and I like to give it to the people that I drew, if I have the chance, obviously.
Yeah.
And I had a drawing of Matt Smith as his House of the Dragon character. And I was very nervous because I knew I didn't have money for the autograph or anything. So I wasn't sure if they even going to let me go see him and give him the drawing. And I was like, the lady was very nice. I told her like, you know, I just want to give this to him. Is that okay? And she was like, yeah, go ahead. It's okay. It's okay. Very nice experience, and he was lovely. Like, you know, I introduced myself and I told him like, you know, I brought this for you, and he got so excited. He was like, oh
Oh,
wow, this is amazing. I can sign it for you. And I was like, but I brought this for you. I also didn't pay for the autograph. Then he was like, no, it's okay, it's so beautiful, I'm gonna sign it for you. So he
oh,
signed it for me. And I was going away from the table, and that's when I realized that he misheard my name.
oh no.
So I became Millie.
Oh no.
But because of his handwriting, I was able to change it to Lily with double L.
Okay, perfect. That's what it was.
But
It's
it
you
was,
got everybody, you heard it here. Matt Smith just writes his L's and his M's very similarly.
yes, very like, it was super easy to change it around. So I was like, okay, I mean, I can be Millie. I don't care. Matt Smith
Yeah.
says I'm Millie, I'm Millie.
Officially change your name to Millie.
Yes, Millie K. I mean,
Yeah,
it
it's worth
sounds
it,
good.
I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go. All right, fantastic. I mean, we could talk for 100,000 hours more about what you've been doing. So I'm definitely going to call you back for another of these. But I want to play this game really
Okay.
badly because it's one of my favorite things. It's a rapid fire. So the this or that, you know, cats or dogs, and you don't have time to think. You just have to say the first thing that comes into mind.
This is also terrifying, but okay. As an overthinker, this is terrifying, but go ahead.
I feel you. I feel you. All right. Are we ready?
Okay, ready as I'll ever be.
Okay. Theater or concert?
Theater,
Concert or movies?
movies,
Movies or TV shows?
movies,
TV shows or theater?
TV shows,
Okay. Emotional monologue or intense action sequence?
emotional monologue,
Full mocap suit or traditional film set?
traditional film set,
Playing the hero or a morally grey character?
morally gray character.
Explore alone or stick with the team?
Stick with the team. Explore alone means you die.
Yep, mostly it does. Read the logs or ignore the warnings?
Read the logs.
Investigate the noise or barricade the door?
Barricade the door. Who is this person with a death wish?
Horror characters, trust
You,
me.
you can see why I don't. I'm not the brave one, guys.
No, you're the smart one. I think you would survive easily. Alien threat or rogue AI?
Alien.
Interesting. Gravity-free combat or stealth survival?
Oh, gravity-free combat.
Blade Runner aesthetics or alien aesthetics?
Or alien.
Okay, yes. I love alien. Coffee or energy drinks?
A coffee.
Night shoots or early call times?
Early call times.
Script rehearsal or spontaneous acting?
Oh, oh. Uh, Script rehearsal.
Video games or movies?
Movies.
Behind the scenes chaos or premiere night glam?
Behind the scenes chaos.
All right, and the ultimate final choice. Star in a huge blockbuster franchise or read a critically acclaimed psychological sci-fi game?
The blockbuster. I mean, that's really tricky because the game sounds a lot more interesting. But I also like film sets.
Yeah.
That was good. This was felt like a very like relaxed, rapid fire. I enjoyed it a lot.
Good. All right. Did you maybe prepare a dad joke for me?
I have one that my dad used to tell me when I was a kid, and
Please.
he thought it was so funny.
Okay.
Probably heard it before, but anyway, here it goes. Why was 6 afraid of 7?
I don't know why.
Because 7, 8, 9. That's my dad's joke for everyone.
I love that. I
I
just
remember
love.
telling that to like my whole class, I think in like grade 2.
Yeah.
My dad loved it.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good joke, I have to say. Like, I just love dad jokes. I think they are phenomenal. Like, it's the best thing ever.
Yeah. Yeah, they are. They're
Yeah.
really
Right?
good ones. They're like you said, horror films, there are like really good ones and then there are terrible ones.
Oh, 100%. I have both kinds. One of the terrible ones is what happens if you cross Jurassic Park with Spider-Man?
What?
Jurassic Parker.
Oh my God.
I mean, I still laugh at it, but it's so stupid.
Oh my God.
But I have a good one as well. Why are piggy banks so wise?
Why?
They're filled with common sense.
Oh, clever.
Right? It's a good one. This was absolutely fantastic. And, I definitely want to have you back on the podcast to talk about more of what you've been doing. But before I let you go, there's one very important question left. I know NDAs are strict, and I know that it's, hard to talk about future projects, but what is something that you worked on, maybe coming out this year or next year, and you can say a little bit about for us?
Got a film coming out, it should be out this summer,
Okay.
called One Last Shot.
Mhm. What
So
can
it
you
is
say about
part
it?
of a trilogy. Dolph Lundgren is in it, if
Oh,
anybody is a Dolph Lundgren fan.
there you go.
Um, yeah, it's a trilogy. And the first one was called One Shot. The second one was called One More Shot, and this last one is called One
One last shot.
Shot. And the interesting thing is, it is done in a one shot. And if anyone doesn't know what a one shot is, it's when you don't cut. Like
Yes,
the camera doesn't cut, so it feels like you're just following the whole movie through as you go. Um,
that's
yes, that
amazing.
was very interesting. I mean, I've never um the scenes I had one scene in there that's kind of like my main scene, and just very quickly then going back to what we're talking about dance and choreography and stuff. This was one where I was so grateful for that
Yeah,
because we didn't have rehearsal for
not
this.
not at all.
No, I'd walked in the day before, the week before, I think, into the room and knew where the room was going to be and maybe where the setup was going to be, but on the day it was completely turned around. So I walked in, and this scene is a lot of monologue of me talking and occasionally some other people. There's a lot of business as well. I'm doing a lot of things. It's quite a high stakes scene. Um, and we rehearsed before, maybe over half an hour. That was it. Kind of how we were going to do it, where the camera was going to go, where it was going to land, how I'm working with all of these different props at what point in my monologue. Um, and it's a lot because you're not only thinking about your lines and you know your relationship to these characters, but you also have to be so aware of everyone else in the room because we're in tight quarters and you can't kind of mess up. I had to be very aware of where the camera was at all times because the camera was moving and I had to make sure, you know, this instrument was in shot, that when the camera came up, my eye line was here, that I would move with the camera, that I'd be able to position things in timing wise so it would catch things because again we're doing it in one shot. That everything had to land just perfectly. So that was, and you know, we're on a time we're in a time crunch, and if you mess up, you know, partway through, there's no kind of like, oh, we'll fill that in later. You just have to cut and you have to go all the way back to the beginning and reset and everybody do it again. So it's really a phenomenal experience. I absolutely loved it. And it was one of the reasons why I was so excited to do this project actually is because I've never worked that way before. So yes, please go check it out. It's very high action. There's amazing stunt people and action actors in it. You know, we've got Scott Adkins in it. And we've got yeah, just amazing. Like the action and the fight scenes are going to be great. So
people can follow you on Instagram. How can they find you?
it's at Jess Khan-Lee, so JessKhanlee.
There you go. Go follow Jess and follow her fantastic work because it's insane. Like, you know, when I saw the dancing things and everything, I was like, wow. This is fantastic. And this was so much fun, honestly. Like I had such a good talk with you and such an easy time doing this. I'm always a bit worried of like how these things are going to go. But this was really fun and I really enjoyed it.
Thank you. I did too. Thank you so much for reaching out.
Yeah, of course. And
Great. And I can't wait to hear what you think of the game. So
yes. Oh, I'm going to DM you. You don't have to worry about
I
that.
want to know your guys' favorite moments, most jump scares.
I'm so excited. I'm honestly like vibing with this game already. It just time is, you know, time is I don't even know what it is anymore.
Yeah.
It's just all over the place. So I didn't even pick it up yet. And I feel so ashamed because I played every Supermassive game on the first day. And this is the first one where I was like, what is happening?
You have time.
I know. But I really want to play it. I'm gonna have Colin Bates on the podcast, so you know I should know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. maybe play it before he comes on.
Yeah.
You know? Then maybe you could have a little like before and after, like, oh, before I played it and after I played it.
There we go. That's the plan. I don't know if I'm going to succeed, but I will try.
As long as he's not on like tomorrow.
No.
Okay.
I'm still good. I have like 2 weeks until he comes, so it's all good.
Great.
I think I can finish until then. We'll see. All right. And thank you guys for watching. Follow Jess, follow her work, and subscribe so you don't miss out on fantastic people like her. There we go. Goodbye. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you enjoyed this episode and you are looking forward to the next one. I can promise you that there will be even more amazing guests coming on, and I just can't wait to share that with you. And just to make sure that you don't miss out on anything, please don't forget to subscribe, turn on the notifications, and like and comment. Stay in the loop, stay with me. And there are other things coming, are already on the way. We'll find out soon. See you again next time.